You know what the fuck it is, the BBC podcast, special guest self-made male sitting in today with my boy King Croc, BBC, my boy Poetik, Flakko, what it is. Let's get to the business. What we talking now? I'm bullshitting y'all.
Yo, listen to that BBC podcast. We're back now. Listen, we got to get consistent, Croc, me and you. Feel me, man? Because, like,
thanks.
Right? No, but, like, moving forward, well, it's more so for me, right? Because I just been, right? But this would be the priority, right? You feel me, right?
For sure.
You feel me? This would be the priority. We would never miss. We will record every Tuesday from now on and never miss an episode. No, like Rain Hella Shine, we will record every Tuesday.
You are doing it.
You feel me?
The people will hold you to that, Flakko.
Right. Meaning, like, even if I have, let's say, like, like a big interview to do at No Jumper, I will reschedule that to come here. You feel me? But let's get to it, man. Croc, how you been? Yo, it's been 2 weeks, man, since I seen you.
I know, it's been a little minute.
How you feeling?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Things are going well.
Like, oh, wait. And you told me you was going to drop your first YouTube video, like, that Friday. Did you drop it yet?
I'm not dropping it, but I did drop a couple clips on Instagram, some little snippets.
Which have done well. I've had the privilege of seeing a couple of them grace my timeline. I was like, look at my boy out here doing this thing and everything. See the views coming in and everything. So good for you, man.
Appreciate
it. Glad to see you out here working and being consistent with the content creation.
Yeah, I mean that's my goal really, is to get the ball rolling, because that tends to be one of my issues, is perfectionism. You know what I mean? And like only wanting to put out what I think is the best.
Yeah. That's my problem. That's literally my problem. Like I could do so much shit, but to me, I'm like a major critic of my own.
Absolutely.
So if I think something is not right, where everybody else might be like, "Oh, that's dope. Why you don't do that?" Because I noticed something that I didn't like about it. So, but that can also, hinder. Hinder your consistency. So I think we gotta just get in that space where it's like we're not being as much of perfectionists, if that makes sense. Like, you want to put out quality material, of course, but it's going to be some of those times where everything is not going to be exactly how you want it to go. And so during those times, you got to just work around it. Your audience. So you want to do your best to continue kicking out the content that they want to see. And, they'll be able to see through that as well and know, like, it could have been better, but we liked it.
Mm-hmm. But, like, you also said, though, that you're going to drop that Rain Hella Shine Friday. Now, like, oh, wait, like, and like, also, too, I think Danny Mullen said, like, you are considering having intercourse, since we can, because within the first 5 minutes, having intercourse with Kazumi on camera.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, like, you don't think that'll be...
Really?
Yeah.
Be, like, career suicide for you?
Why would it be?
Well, let's see. Career suicide or
perhaps a blowjob.
No. I mean, go through with the whole experience if you're going to do it, but do you plan to market it? Are you going to put it on the OnlyFans? Are you going to start an OnlyFans? Like, talk to me. Is this just for a nut? Like, what are we doing?
No, we're starting OnlyFans.
Okay. All right.
And we're going big time, because I've got a lot of connections. Yeah. No, not me and her specifically. I'm starting my own. I don't want to give the name up too soon, because it's a really dope name.
Yeah.
But I'm starting my own OnlyFans, and I'm just going to have different girls on there. I'm going to have a cool show where I just get high, talk to bitches, do funny pranks.
Yes. But, like, don't you think, though, like, I feel like that, like, which the man, I guess, daily content would be hard to do if you still haven't dedicated to putting out content on YouTube yet? Like.
I have to do daily content for OnlyFans?
Right? Like, if you plan on having cool shows, cool pranks, like, how are you going to do all? Okay, so, like, you've been like, recording the same skit for 2 months, right?
No, not the same skit. Yeah. Multiple skits. So, like, for example, things I'm releasing on my page right now. Yeah. Those were all filmed months ago.
Wait.
You know what I mean?
Wait, head. So, like, what's your page again?
King Croc BBC on Instagram.
No. Like, your YouTube.
That one has no content on it yet.
What? Why?
Because I want to make a 10-minute or longer video, and the content I have right now is not really fitting for a 10-minute. Like, I would have to put a bunch of stuff together, and I kind of want to have an artistic frame and storyline to a video if I'm going to post it. I don't want it to just be kind of like random TikToks
here
combined together.
If I hear, okay, so let me like check out your like stuff right now. Let me just see.
Check out one of my latest videos.
So I see one from 2 days ago where you are cheesing hard as shit in the face of these milk of magnesium. Why, like,
white people?
Why are you smiling this hard in his white woman's face, Croc?
Because white lives matter, and Croc supports the movement.
Nah, bro, this shit appears, bro, this shit sounds like cooning. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, you were smiling too hard, bro.
Absolutely not. I just wanted to showcase, you know what I'm saying, another potential escapade so the people know.
I ain't gonna lie to you,
I'm with
Croc.
the shits, bro.
She's smiling harder than the motherfucker.
Yes, she is.
Like, I'm talking about, like, she got...
Yeah, shit about to break off.
That's great. Wait, well, hold up, though. Did like, you smash?
No comment.
Now, listen, like, these... She looks like a mom, I would assume, right? Since
those are her children right there.
Okay, perfect. I thought this was a friend group. I was about to say, Croc, you down bad. Okay, but let's see Croc prank.
I'm actually a woman. That's really insulting that you would call me a male to my face. So
What the?
It's not really cool for you to misgender me, bro. So can you call me she, her, please? That's my pronouns. Do you think I'm beautiful?
Wait.
Yo, Croc was really trolling the people, bro.
But Croc, you can't hear him though.
His audio's a little bit bad. I've got to fix that in post. Like, before the video gets released, I'll definitely clean that up.
Wait,
but I'm just dropping teaser clips kind of right now.
Wait, so like, do you like record this? So like, how'd you record it? So like, was it just like somebody's iPhone and then you put like a mic on you, or how'd you record?
We had a mic on me and we had a professional camera, like the same camera we use for like.
Oh shit,
we use for our podcast or whatever.
So like, how do you like? Okay, like, so for, let's say, like, these skits, and that's how I be knowing these like skits be fake, because like we be hearing dumb motherfuckers clearly as if they had a mic.
Well, that's either because they have
mics.
I don't know. Our mics are really good. I was gonna say they had potentially better mics, but
sounding boom.
Bro, our mics are $400 each for one little lav mic. So we got the highest quality like you can possibly get.
Fan, bro. No.
But there is something in the editing where you can make their voice appear. You can raise it, and I didn't do that, so that could be a portion. But the same way I filmed that piece of content, the same way I intend to approach my OnlyFans career, is I'm gonna be stockpiling photos, videos, and I'm gonna be releasing them on a consistent basis. You know?
Wait,
I don't think it'll be that hard to do.
So the Guilt-Free podcast got a third person now?
Maybe. I'm not sure. She was just on with me.
Okay.
The lovely Midaja.
Here.
Midaja.
Let me also see this. Croc did another one. Help us find both of them.
Nice to meet you. You from around here? Camille, nice to meet you. I'm Dina. No, I'm from Mexico City. Wow, you on vacation or what? No, I live there. Oh, that's awesome.
Now, question though. So why'd you pick this nigga to be your like wingman? This is actually not good. This like here.
Yo, he got the job done, bro.
No chance.
He got the job done though.
Yeah, we are. Come on now. Like, what job?
Listen.
Nigga's done.
Oh, you missed it because he was talking.
No, so like, pause though. And he found
I got the number, bro. That's all.
Hell no, we didn't see you get the number, nigga. Like,
what you mean? You weren't even listening.
No.
He literally said, okay, I'll give you my number.
So he found the biggest chick there, got her number, but then like you, like pulled out your phone and then cut the clip. So be real, call her right now if you got her number.
I don't even remember. This is from so long ago. If you pay attention to the clip,
yeah,
I told him to go to the big one, get the big one, because I was trying to talk to her. And so he was a good wingman, and he did what he was supposed to do, and he was running his yacht.
Did you smash?
No comment.
Man, come on, Croc.
I don't kiss and tell, buddy.
Be for real here, Croc. Did you smash?
I don't kiss and tell.
Croc, be for real here, Croc. You smashed?
Listen, I'm being honest. I'm not that type of guy. I'm not going to go.
So,
well, listen, we are those kind of guys, and I'd like to know if you smashed as well. It's 2-1.
Man,
tough spot. All right, you getting me cornered. Right.
Fam, listen up, bro.
I'll admit it. I did not smash.
Yo, bro. Like, y'all see how niggas be capping? Like, y'all see how niggas just be capping out their mind, bro?
What you talking about, bro?
Yo, bro, like Croc probably like text this bitch like 20 times. Hey, listen, when you coming back to like LA, you know, I'd love to take you out for a day. And she probably ain't respond back not one bit. Be for real, Croc.
I don't know, bro. You tell me. I don't know.
Nah, man. You feel me? Yo, but what happened like this week, man?
What happened this week?
Takeoff passed away.
Takeoff passed away. The midterms are going down as we speak.
There were okay. So first off, let's address Takeoff first. Mm-hmm. Rest in peace to like Takeoff. Wait. Like, what's Mel doing with the? I didn't want to get up. I bet. Nah, that's great.
Yeah.
Nah, right. So Takeoff passed away. Now, what was your reaction when you heard the news that Takeoff died?
I was shocked. But instantly, because I'm a conspiratorial type of thinker, I thought, business issues maybe. I mean, I did hear QC was going through some kind of legal situation. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Mel probably got the inside scoop on that type of shit.
No, I mean, just from I think what we've all seen now, and the only reason I'm even going like speak on the particulars is because it is pretty much out now. Like,
shit.
It was just for Takeoff. It was an unfortunate circumstance because he was a bystander in the argument. And if you look at the clip, there's a couple that have circulated, right? So, I mean, before Academics did his breakdown, everything like that, like I can literally show you on my Twitter page. I didn't comment anything, but there was only one person who I saw, and he'd made the comment that the shooter was next to Takeoff in the yellow. Mm-hmm. And I liked that post because I seen the same thing. Nobody was talking about this guy. Everybody was focused on the guy who shot back, who turned out to be the brother, older brother, I believe, of Quavo. But there was in the video, if you look closely, this dude standing there with the gun was out the whole time.
Damn.
So I was willing to bet from jump, like when they released the autopsy, that one of the bullets, it would have said that he was shot in the back of his head, because that's the location when he was at with the guy. I didn't know who that guy was, but I knew he wasn't, with them, so to speak. So it's unfortunate, man. I don't want to blame, Quavo for the argument that ensued that led up to it. Myself being someone who has been shot, I know how those situations do go. There's always that one person who, when shit is getting escalated, they don't know when to stop talking. It's ego. It's like a male ego for some reason, because you don't see the weapons at that point. Yeah. And guns, bullets change all that. Yeah. So it was unfortunate, but you can hear a lot of stuff being said from Quavo. You hear him saying, let's go before I hurt somebody. You can't talk like that when you're in the middle of an argument with grown men, because if somebody has something on them, what do you mean before you hurt somebody? Those are fighting words. And in this situation, they turn out to be killing words, unfortunately. So, condolences to the family of Takeoff, QC as a whole, as a label. Quavo it's something it's going to be on his conscience for years to come, because I know that to some degree he may feel like inside that it's partially has something to do with him. The argument, because everybody said every single statement you've seen so far has said that Takeoff wasn't shooting dice. Takeoff wasn't even in the argument. Yeah. Takeoff was sitting with an empty drink to himself, cool the whole night. So he didn't have nothing to do with the problem.
Doesn't that make you kind of question the narrative if that's the case? Doesn't that make you kind of think, so this guy wasn't in any way involved?
No.
He's a bystander.
He's a bystander.
but such a high value bystander.
He's a
Like, why
bystander.
wasn't it just some random nigga? Why was it Takeoff?
Well, that comes back to
You get what I'm saying?
that comes back to some just low class niggas if we keeping it a buck, because the nigga who did that shit felt like that was his stripes. It was a way for him to make a name off himself. I don't buy the whole it was Jay Prince shooter and he was a killer, because real killers don't operate like that. I would have never shot a nigga in the back of his head at a bowling alley outside on a balcony, because I know there's cameras somewhere in the vicinity. You see what I'm saying? A real killer you never see coming.
Well, like, the theory is, that like his man shot him like accidentally, right?
That was the second shot, which if you look at those videos, it does line up. The autopsy has revealed there's a bullet into the torso and there was a bullet into the back of the head. Yeah. So the dude that was shooting couldn't have shot him in the back of the head. Yeah. So he did. It was friendly fire, but supposedly, I don't know if you've seen this, supposedly they're saying the guy shot Takeoff in the back of the head, and as Takeoff was falling, the dude held him up. Like he used him as a shield almost. Damn. And that's how the dude, when they returned fire, that's how he hit him. His own man hit him. Because he saw from, if you look at where the angles are at, the dude had his gun out that was with the Migos in the car. I keep wanting to call him one thing, but I don't want to say the wrong name, right? But you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. He had his gun out the whole time, right? If you look to like diagonally to where his left was at, that's where Takeoff was at. Shakur Stevens was off to the right. The little guy in the yellow hoodie was off to the left. So if you look at the clip that TMZ put out when everybody was like, oh, he's the shooter, he was shooting back. He saw the entirety of the situation unfold. He saw his nephew's brains get blown out, and that was why he started fire. He tried to hit the guy, I believe, before the guy hit Takeoff. Ooh. Because there's a little clip in that video, if you watch, I believe the guy only shot Takeoff like that because Takeoff jumped to defend Quavo. If you go back and watch the video, he's standing there. He's not moving. He's not saying anything. The moment Quavo says, let's go, before I ain't finna keep talking, I've been and hurt somebody, and he walks off, there's a little scuffle that happens real quick. When the camera pans, you see Takeoff take about 2 steps. He was going for the defense. Somebody had just hit Quavo. So he was going to defend his uncle. Yeah. He just so happened to miss that the guy directly to the right of him allegedly was the hitter for the guy that Quavo was arguing with. So to that guy, his job is to defend that guy. So if you're going to get in, that's how shit happens.
That's how it happens,
It's unfortunate, man.
And that's the streets, bro. That's the sword. Unfortunate. You know what they say? You wield the sword, die by the sword.
Yeah, so, it's just, but not in this situation though, because again, he wasn't involved in it.
Sure, he wasn't involved literally.
Yeah, he didn't cause the issue.
He didn't cause the issue, and he wasn't involved with it. But let's not pretend that he's not a gangster. Let's not pretend that he wasn't with the shits. Takeoff he was with the shits, right? Right?
I mean, I'm being honest. I've never heard. I mean, I know what the music says, but I've never known Takeoff or heard him to speak on himself in that manner. From what I've seen from him, he's always been a very humble dude, very funny dude.
A chill nigga, man.
Yeah, like I've never seen him press the line of being a gangster. So that's why I never had. Like, I guess I didn't look at him like that. I just thought the whole thing was unfortunate because, again, I think as a people, we're desensitized now to a lot of shit. And I mean, I seen the video of him laying out there. I didn't want to see it. I was scrolling and I seen the video and bam, it was just like, yo, I can only imagine what the people who actually know him, how that felt to them. Cause that's the era we in right now. You got to see brains and blood and everything. And like, I think for me, it's more so, I looked at it on a personal level because I've been in that situation before. I've been somewhere with friends who we all came here together and some of them didn't make it. You see what I'm saying? I've had to kneel over a friend that I grew up with that was dead. So that scream that Takeoff, that Quavo let off over Takeoff's body, unfortunately, I know that feeling all too well. So that's why I couldn't crack jokes on him. And, I'm not one of them kind of people. That's his nephew. Yeah, he come up his whole life with this guy, so.
I couldn't believe people would laugh at Quavo. Nah. I couldn't believe that.
Nah, I didn't see like anybody like laugh, right, at Quavo, which is kind of like, like hypocritical, right, because we was all like laughing and clowning like Aquando Rondo, right? You feel me?
Right? Say that, yeah.
Right? Nah, man. But like with the whole Takeoff thing, man. Again, man, like, you know, like I do have YouTube videos like breaking it down, right? But for me, it's kind of like, I don't want to, I guess, like assign too much blame, like in real life, right? But you know, like when we like look at posts like where like bro was on Twitter, like the dude, you know, like the dude who was right next to Takeoff, right, was a person who is on camera. No, sorry, who is on Twitter, not camera, who's on Twitter since like 2017, saying fuck Quavo, fuck the Migos, blah, blah. I'm talking about hating on the Migos and Quavo since 2017. And
he also made a post that he deleted. I don't know if y'all have seen this. He made a post that he deleted. This was right after Takeoff was dead after the shooting happened. And the post said, be careful when you come to Texas, or be careful who you talk to when you come to Texas so that you can make it back home, or something like that.
Damn.
And he deleted that right after. So
where on Twitter or
it was on the story. It was on his IG story. The dude who they later, because at first everybody was saying it was the Migo Bands dude.
Yeah.
When they weren't paying attention to the other guy, he had made posts that was saying like, watch how you talk when you're in Texas so you can make it back home to your people. And this was like right after the incident.
Well, Migo here, right here, right. So like again, man, it's real tricky, right? Migo Bands is set to be arrested like this week, right? So you know, like again, like it could be a gun possession to get him on. It could be for firing, right? But he is gonna face charges in like Takeoff's murder. Now, now who the second person is, and I'm not sure, right? But like when it comes to like just that case, man, I can't imagine being like somebody who's like rich and famous, right? Like where like you make it out, you know, have like transformed your life from being a dusty nigga to having millions. You're no longer a part of life. You are not delinquent right now. You're contributing to communal harmony.
You're in the 1%,
right?
Yeah,
and
absolutely was.
But then, here's the thing though. Like you gotta watch out who you hang out with, because again, like I'm sure Quavo ain't know that, or a Takeoff ain't know that I'm gonna spend the last 10 seconds of my life next to somebody who absolutely despised me.
Yeah.
Right? So like my whole thing is like this, bro. Like now, if you are a multimillionaire, why are you in the hood shooting dice with niggas who probably cannot afford rent that month?
Agreed.
Bro. And the same nigga, like the Camp Fifth dude who like folks are saying had a yellow hoodie who allegedly shot and killed Takeoff, right? Mm-hmm. That same nigga was right next to Jay Prince when Duke the Jeweler and them was shooting dice, and Duke the Jeweler was robbed and killed later that night, right? Mm-hmm. So at some point, bro, like we gotta get the picture, man. Like hanging around with people like that brings nothing but just bad voodoo. You feel me, right?
And then I know they're a family that, just speaking of the Prince family, you know, they're a family where they have, of course, you know, ties to the music industry, and Jay Prince has done some legendary things, but his children are not him. You know, and that's what's starting to become more and more apparent. Like, you know, Flakko just said, this is the second person within a month, 2 months that's been around your son and ended up murdered. You know, so this is it's starting to look like, you know, you hear people talk, you hear rumblings of like, are they setting these guys up? They don't have the kind of money that these guys have. Which to me is like, I don't care about your status like that. You see what I'm saying? Because you a real nigga where you from, you a hood nigga where you from. That shit means absolutely nothing to me, my nigga. You see what I'm saying? I don't care how nobody feel about it, nigga. I come from the streets. I tell you right now, nigga, I touch that kind of money, nigga, I'm not shooting fucking dice with you niggas and no fucking where, nigga. Yeah. And especially when they said the only people, everybody was searched, and the only people that were allowed to have guns was a part of Jazz Prince's crew. Well, guess what, my nigga? That disqualifies me from even fucking with y'all for the rest of the night. Because if I ain't got my blower on me, nigga,
y'all got yours?
Here.
Nah.
Well, y'all got y'all's and I don't got mine, I'm cool.
I don't fuck with that.
I don't know what's going on. And that's how shit happens. You go out to have a good time and then fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? Stupid shit.
Absolutely.
Nah, bro, bro, that shit was fucking insane to me, man. Now, like, do you feel like, well, when you hear, I guess, like the bloggers such as myself solving crimes, like, what's your first reaction to that? Like, is that inbound?
Solving crimes.
Again, though, our I guess obligation to society as law-abiding citizens is to, you know, is to maintain communal harmony. So if we are out here, you know, like telling who did what crimes, you feel me, and listing out the names and and showing the police, and yo, that nigga did this. Like, what's wrong with that?
I mean, I don't necessarily think anything's wrong with it.
I guess
it's not me personally. Like me personally, I wouldn't do no shit like that. But I understand that there's a market. Yeah. You're doing your job, and at the end of the day, somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. You know what I mean? And shit.
Police got to do it.
I feel it. I feel like this, right? And a lot of people, like I said, just from where I come from, I've grown out of that shit a lot. So I know some people who know me gonna look at this and be like, nigga, what? Like, cause I don't agree with the the whole snitch culture and all that shit, of course. But at the same time, my nigga, like that's like I said, because I came from that lifestyle. So for a nigga who don't come from that lifestyle and he's just a regular law-abiding citizen, he's a civilian, he ain't no gangbanger, he's a blogger, he's a journalist. I can't feel no kind of way about him covering on a murder and trying to finding pieces to link together. And then I can't be upset with him really, because if you niggas, like, this generation records everything. Yeah. They were able to find all these niggas' Instagrams, names, the high school you niggas went to, because all you niggas want to be seen. Y'all on stories, everybody's got somebody recorded somewhere, everything. So I can't fault niggas like the academics and like the Flakkos. These are niggas who have made it very clear, yo, I'm not a street nigga. Yeah. I'm not no gangster. If something goes left, I'm gonna say something. So that's what I would expect from them. So niggas was jumping on academics and, this nigga snitching and da-da-da. Y'all watched one of the culture's best bloggers, best journalists, basically help solve a murder in real time.
Is that what really happened?
Everything from him picking out the wrong killer first, the Migo Bands nigga, knowing he was a shooter, to them being able to use, academics went to 3 or 4 different angles of videos. He found females based off of the clothing they was wearing, the costumes they was wearing. He found their pages. He was DMing them, yo, hit me up. Damn. You see what I'm saying? Like, but that's what I would expect from a nigga like that. How do you be mad at this nigga unless you're the nigga that he's catching? Right. You see what I'm saying? Right. Like, it's at a certain point, like, bro, you lay in the bed you make for yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Nah, bro. Now, yo, bro, I seen the wildest shit, right? So, like, I thought that this was a rumor. So apparently, like, did you know that, like, I think it was like a Virginia senatorial candidate, like Yaga, whatever her name is, bro, like some little like Spanish bitch. She was like on, I think it was Fox News and shit, talking about they're now proposing some type of legislation to where, yo, if you don't affirm to your child's like gender choice, yo, like you out of here, like you is out of here. Yo, so one.
Is this for the state of California or it's federally proposed?
No, of Virginia.
Oh, Virginia. You said it, Virginia.
Bruh, I did not know that.
That is surprising. Wow.
That was actually a thing.
Well, they want to take as much control as they can. That's why they start off with small stuff. Like when we was growing up, you fuck up, your parents would beat your ass. Yeah. And that was the best thing they could have did back then, because it saved a lot of us. If you knew that ass whooping, that belt was coming, you acted a little differently. You feel what I'm saying? Absolutely. They got it now to where you can't even discipline your own child because they'll lock you up.
They'll lock you up.
Because it's child abuse. No, I whooped his ass.
Apologize, folks. I'm just ordering my DoorDash, so sorry.
No, but just the fact that the government is asserting their right to define what is right for your child in terms of their gender is so many steps too far that, to me, abiding with it is like, it's tantamount to fucking.
I think we all know, and it's not like I don't want to go to conspiracy theorists right now, shut that, but we all know what this is about, and there's a bigger agenda at play behind that. So they get the kids first, and once it's good to go with them, they're giving kids hormone blockers and all this kind of stuff. 13 years old.
13.
You see what I'm saying? So what they're trying to get it accepted first among that group, because the children are the most vulnerable of us all. Absolutely. So if you accept that and it's okay for them to do it, then the people who really want to do it will start doing it, because it's like, well, how can you look at me differently? They've been doing it.
And it's a part of the next generation as well. How do we influence the future thinkers, the future voters, the future politicians to go along with our agenda?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah, bro, like past that, because, well, yes, But now, like even like with the Dwyane Wade shit, did you like hear about like Dwyane Wade's? Like,
no, is there more developments in his?
Oh yeah, I heard a little bit about that.
What's going on with that?
She wants them to face jail time, right?
No.
Gabrielle and Dwyane Wade. Did you see that?
Nah, right here. So like, okay, so she filed like a motion. So Dwyane Wade filed a motion with the court to change the kid's legal name and gender. She filed a motion to reject that, and she said that Dwyane Wade is breaking the conditions of their custody agreement to where, you know, she as the mother still have some rights. It can have the right to acknowledge her kid as a son if she wants to, right?
And I know she did say she wasn't completely against, you know, the transition, but she wanted the child to be at least 18 to make the decision for himself.
So D Wade is the one who's pushing the transition.
No.
Allegedly.
Right? What here?
Allegedly, she's accusing Gabrielle and D Wade.
Yeah, of exploiting Zaya for profit.
Yeah.
Now I don't think that Dwyane Wade. Now she said some wild shit like, oh, he did it for like sponsorships. I don't think that Dwyane Wade is making his kid change gender so like he can get an extra $2 million a year from fucking McDonald's. That's wild. You feel me? Right?
I don't know, nigga.
Nah.
I don't know.
Nah, but like, if the kid is, let's say, like 15 years old, and they're like confident right now, says, so listen, like in 3 years, I'm gonna change genders. But why not do it now?
No, let's wait to 3 years then.
Wait in 3 years.
Because maybe you might feel differently in 3 years. You're telling me something right now as a 15-year-old. When you're 18, if this is how you still feel, you're an adult at that point. You do what you want.
Yeah. And even at 18, which I agree, they should have the total right to be able to do it at 18. But your brain isn't even developed until 25, damn near 26. Mm-hmm. So you're looking at this like these children are just super capable of deciding life-altering, permanent changes to their body and psyche.
I saw a story not too long ago where there's a woman, she's suing, I think Charlamagne may have talked about it, but she's suing this doctor because when she was 14, I believe.
Yes.
She said, you know, she felt like a man. She thought she was a man. She wanted to transition, et cetera, et cetera. The therapist who she had one session with or two sessions with agreed and approved that the transition should happen.
After one or two sessions.
After one or two sessions. What ended up happening was they ended up performing a hysterectomy on this woman. You know, that's when they take out everything so the woman can never reproduce. She can't have children, anything. By the time she got to, I believe it was like 20 years old, she had a change of heart. She wanted a family. She wanted to have kids. She didn't want, you know, it was a phase that she'd gone through. And now she's suing them because she's like, you know, I did it off of what a therapist told me was the right way to go about it, and it can't be reversed. I can't have children now, you know? So these are decisions that need to be thought out thoroughly. I'm not saying people shouldn't do what they want to do. I'm just saying for every action, there's a reaction. There's a consequence to everything you do. So,
no,
and you've got to be careful.
Yeah,
I agree though, man. But like, what? So like, again, if the parent has spent, let's say, 15 years like with their kid, and the kid has been adamant for about 12 of those 15 years, is the parent not able to make that decision for them?
Well, yes, and still no.
No.
You telling me at 3 years, listen, if you telling me from the age of 3, this is who you knew you were, then 3 more years from 15 to 18
it's not going to kill you.
So let's go ahead and wait. And if at 18 you still feel this way, 1,000% I agree. This is who you are.
And then you're a grown ass
like this
person.
since you were 3 years old. You're not changing. This is who you are. You do whatever you need to do because you're an adult and you can make your own decisions that affect your own life. And then it doesn't have to fall on the parent. I don't have to carry the burden if something goes wrong of you blaming me for life because a mistake was made.
Yeah.
Because that's an irreversible mistake. This is gender reassignment. I birthed a son and then I had turned him into my daughter. And then he decided he was just gay. Oh, damn, I didn't have to be a woman. I was just gay.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and now I don't got a penis or my penis don't work.
Yo, nah. Imagine like trying to be a top, right? Yo, imagine like at 15 being like a super feminine, zesty star boy, right? And then like 10 years down the line now, like you now, you know, like start having the urges to be a top, and now you have nothing down there.
There's a lot of pitfalls to the lifestyle, guys. Be careful.
Right. But like, I don't understand though, right? Like, why? Like, now I can understand Dwyane Wade's like baby mama, like she having an issue with it. But for niggas on the internet though, like, why do these niggas care that much, right? Like,
care that much about his trans daughter or whatever?
Yeah, I don't. Like, come on now, like, leave it alone.
I would go ahead.
No, go ahead, Croc.
Okay, my perspective is that D Wade is a bit of an icon for men all around the world.
Yeah,
of all races,
that's
especially black men. And the fact that you have an icon of masculinity and achievement and agility and prowess just blatantly pushing this agenda, this kind of agenda, and being so for it, it kind of, it makes people want to react, because it's like you're delivering cognitive dissonance straight to their front door, straight to their dome. It's like super masculine, highly accomplished icon doing gay ass shit, promoting gay ass shit. For what reason? Gay ass shit,
I'm dead.
Like, for what reason? Like, why do you have to like want your kid to be like that? Like, I don't even get it. You know what I mean?
And I don't. But my thing is a little different, right? Okay. As far as people on the internet, I don't think it's necessarily. Because people talk about everything. It doesn't matter who the person is, or, who the parents are or whatever. I just believe the people on the internet are reacting more strongly because what they're seeing is a representation of what's to come in real life. You see what I'm saying? And most people don't subscribe to that lifestyle, right? Which is their right as well. Yeah. So they're starting to see it now where, like I said, this is a child we talking about.
Not fast.
So if it's getting to a point where this is what's being so openly pushed, there's going to be pushback. Yeah. Not too many people want to go ahead and agree with that in that sense, right? The other thing that I would point to is, again, because you can't tell anybody how to live their life, and you can't tell other people how to raise their kids. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But one thing I would say is, if this was something that's being done regardless if this is who that child is, why did it have to be done on such a global scale to where we all have to know? Because both of the stepmother being Gabrielle Union and the father being Dwyane Wade, there's hundreds of millions of dollars there. That child, we didn't even know. That child could have been transitioning, reassigned, and everything in their personal lives behind cameras.
We seen the kid though, right? Like,
when we saw him, he was a little boy.
He was a little boy,
bro. Again, like. And even from like 6 years old, like 5, like we seen like how the kid was put, like we seen how he would pose. We knew, like,
I mean, I never seen.
It'd be some feminine young dudes, man. Yeah. Like you said, he's 6 years old.
It is,
so it's.
But we knew though.
It's certain. So we can say that now as heterosexual men. Of course, we pick up on feminine traits that other men may have. I agree with you there. My whole thing is, again, I'm not saying what he's choosing to do with his life is wrong. The thing is just that if this was something that he truly wanted to do and they were in support of, this could have been done in the privacy of their rich home. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to bring it out to the world and showcase it, and you put him on display, and you try to put him on magazine covers, and you try to make him identify as she, her, and you get what I'm saying? Like, if this was what was going to be done, this could have been done without us all having to be privy to it, without it becoming a news spectacle. That's my only thing with it. And I think that's why some people on social media tend to react the way they do, because they see it as a sign of something more in the future,
of a movement, an agenda,
something more that's possibly.
And
Wait, what? An agenda?
Mm-hmm. That's how some people feel. It's like with all the trans shit, they feel like it's being pushed everywhere, like an agenda.
Nah, bro. I just feel like us as a society, like, we just get bored as hell, man. Right? Like, bro, like think about it, man. Mm-hmm. Like the George Floyd, police brutality, like anti-racism. But that shit was getting boring, bro. Like they had to come up with something more juicy, man. Anti-Semitism. Now that's the juicy shit now. Now that's the juicy shit. You feel me?
Crazy,
right?
Go ahead.
No, I'm serious, right? Like, so now that's the juicy shit that's gonna carry us for another 2 years, right? Right? Again, like, cause the trans shit, they try to carry us with that shit, man.
Yeah, it's already fizzling out.
Niggas was, bro, listen, like.
That's a lot in part thanks to do with, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Matt Walsh.
Oh, yeah, Matt. What is a woman?
What is a woman? Matt Walsh is cooking, and the responses, they can't even answer this dude. That's a simple, basic question, and they are like losing their minds behind this. The dude is being banned
it's a trick, though, right?
college campuses and speaking and everything.
Just for asking what is a woman.
That's it. That's the whole question.
But that really breaks it down and shows you how ineffective and faulted that whole side and their movement is.
Yeah.
Because they can't answer simple questions. You know what I mean? They're highly delusional. You know?
It's a trick question, though.
It's not.
What is trick about it?
If I ask you what is the?
That's not the same thing.
Nowhere near.
The is a word. It doesn't identify as
it's too simple to describe.
The is a word. Yeah. It is a whatever you call it. They have nouns, pronouns, adjectives, verbs. You can identify what the is, what it leads into. It does not have a gender. It does not have a sex. It does not have a body part. It does not have chromosomes. It is not a part of anatomy. So to ask someone the question as does the whole time we've been on this planet, we grow up knowing what? If you guys are both 5 years old, right, and you just meet each other for the first time, you look at Croc and you say to yourself, oh, that's a boy. That's another boy that I can play with.
Exactly.
You don't look at him and say to yourself, remember, we might have did it when we were younger. You see the one boy who got like a super long ass hair and you think it's a girl?
Yeah, you think it's a girl.
And then you're like, oh, you find out it's a boy.
You say, oh, shit.
Oh, it's just a homie with long hair now.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh man!
But they're taking it. They're taking it a step to where, like, I loved when he asked the question because she was so adamant in knowing what she knew. Mm-hmm. Oh, you can't do that. That's not how that works. And he said, "Well, what is a woman?" And she didn't want to answer the question. And he said, "Okay, well, can I identify as a cat?" She said, "No." He said, "Why not?" And she was stuck, but she caught the logic that she had just caught herself.
Yeah, she knew.
She said, I am so sorry that I even stopped you and asked this question and walked off. Because the logic, it had overran what was going through the thought process. It made too much sense for her to continue the argument.
Right.
So she stopped it.
Abort.
She cut it down completely. She backed off. She apologized. She went about her business. It made too much sense. The whole thing is what we know as a woman, right, is someone who has a womb. It's someone who carries eggs in them. It's someone who has an XX chromosome. It's someone who is able to produce a child out of their ovaries, which are there to hold a child.
Well, there's women who don't have a womb and can.
They still have a womb. They just can't produce kids.
0.3%.
Unless you're talking about with hysterectomies.
Even with that,
and that's a very rare.
It's some women.
Wait. There's some
with
people,
no wombs.
There's some people who have 6 fingers. Does that mean humans have 6 fingers?
There's some of them who might be born with penis.
There's some what?
Does that mean they're not women?
Are you talking about a hermaphrodite? If she has what?
Yeah, Sierra, born with both.
Boy, if you still going with that?
She's not.
Oh my god!
Right?
Well,
does that mean she's not?
Which one's bigger? Which one's bigger?
No, if she's a woman is born with both body parts, she is still a woman,
right?
Because she still has a uterus. She can still carry to term a child.
Absolutely.
As a man, I can't do none of that.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like, even if you're a homosexual male, you don't get nutted in and get pregnant.
You can't. No matter how many times they nut in you, you're never gonna get pregnant. There's dead seed right there.
I just think Matt Walsh has tapped into that realm of common sense and logic to the point to where people are starting to look at things differently now because the way he explains it, I might not be as articulate as him. I haven't done the studies that he's done and all of this stuff, right? But you can see, like, from the people he interviewed, the places he went through, we're talking about government, all of this, you can see when he's asking them the questions, they're combative off jump. The one guy didn't want to answer. He sat down for the interview and had an attitude before he even introduced himself. He'd already made his mind up what Matt was coming there to talk to him about. And when he couldn't articulate his point as to what a woman was, he got mad and told him, you got to leave.
To be fair though, right? To be fair though, You just listed, right?
What is a woman, Flakko?
Wait, I don't know, right?
You don't know what a woman is, Flakko?
But to be, wait, right? Again, though, be fair though.
So is your girlfriend a man or a woman?
Yeah, how do you know?
Oh, I'm not sure, right?
So you could possibly be dating a dude.
Hey, shit.
Have you kissed her? Have you kissed your girlfriend? Y'all kissed?
Yeah, of course.
So you could have possibly kissed a man. How do you know you're not kissing a guy?
How do you know you're not gay?
How do you know you're not a her? What is a woman?
You are wearing a bonnet, nigga. You might be a her.
I know, right? The question is this, though, right? Y'all just listen, y'all just listed what y'all described as a woman, and there's women who don't fit into that category.
Nah, we went from a biological standpoint.
Right?
We're going,
right?
you're generalizing.
I was going to say, you're going off of the anomaly. There's always an exception to the rule. That doesn't make the rule any less true.
Thank you. This is common science, man.
Wait, though. But, like, that's the thing, though. There are some people who said, I have a penis and maybe I have a Y chromosome. I'm just an exception to the rule. So what does that mean?
But they're not because if they were an exception to the rule, nothing you just stated would make them the exception. They would be because an XY chromosome is what all other men have. The penis is what all other men have. They would be the same. They would not be different in that example.
Wait though, right? There are some women with an XXY chromosome, right? And some disorder. Like, right? Like,
again, you have to go to.
There's men with an XYYX, right?
And what would you think the percentage of these people would be? Because again, you're going to the exception. You're scraping the bottom of the barrel to find these.
I'm following your logic though, right? And that's what they're saying. Yes, this is clear-cut definition, but I'm the exception to that rule.
But then they would have to.
Trans people
but that's the thing. Then they would have.
They
would have to explain how they're the exception to the rule, and they can't answer the question. What is a woman? If you're telling me this is what you are, and I'm willing to agree with you on your stance, on your point of view, and you can't even articulate to me what it means. Come on, like where is the sense in that? Like I said, I get it. I'm all for people doing whatever they want to do, but come on, you gotta dictate like logic. This is critical thinking.
I think where the mistake happens, Flakko, is where they go from I'm trans to I'm a real woman. You can be trans and then notice that I'm not the same as a biological woman, and there's many trans people who accept that fact.
Yeah.
It is the commandeering of womanhood that people have a problem with. Nigga, you're not a girl. You never was and you never will be. Period. You're a deformed man, and that's fine. You chose that life. Keep it. You know what I'm saying?
And like a person can feel how they want to feel. Don't get me wrong, but if I feel in my heart, if I feel with all of my being, like yo, I'm a trillionaire. I'm the finest, biggest, dickest, tallest, best basketball, best football playing this, all of this, and that. I have a right to feel that way.
Absolutely.
But if someone calls me on that because it's my feeling on the inside, your feeling is not fact. It's an emotion. So if someone calls me on my feeling and says to me, yo, you said you got the biggest dick. You said you the best basketball player. Why you in the NBA? Why your dick ain't bigger than this nigga who do porn, blah, 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 blah. If I can't elaborate on that, how do I stand on those laurels at that point? Yeah. Because I'm the person who laid out to you what I wanted to be seen as.
Yeah.
But
you get what I'm saying?
This isn't the trans-hating podcast or something.
No, of course not. Of course not.
It's just...
It's not even about the trans thing, really. It's more so about the logic of the whole thing. That's why I said, like, I want to make that clear. That's why I made the point to say, whatever anybody wants to do with their life, we cannot tell the next person how to live their life.
Absolutely.
My whole thing was, if you are going to identify as something, right, and the question is asked on, well, what is that? You should have some response. You should have some form. If they've heard what Matt Walsh has been doing all this time, there's no reason somebody in that community hasn't already come up with a statement that they should give back anytime that's asked.
That's a great point.
Wait, so we're saying their lack of, I guess, articulation, right? Or like their lack of the ability to be able to express themselves verbally, that right there would like vindicate like y'all and say ha, because
it's not a ha
because they cannot articulate themselves. That means that like them identifying as a woman is incorrect, is wrong.
No, what makes it wrong?
Them not just being the articulate thing, right? Again, we've gone through biology, we've gone through anatomy. There is a long list of things that we can point to that are. But
you said this are exceptions to the rule, though.
Again, but we talking about facts. We talking about science. We talking about biology. We talking about anatomy. These are things that can be proven. Okay. So again, an exception to the rule doesn't make the rule any less true. If you're asking me what the definition of a woman is, to me, the definition of a woman is an adult female.
And what's a female?
A female is one of the two genders that are placed on this planet that has ovaries, a uterus, a vagina, breast, an XY chromosome. She produces milk out of her breast when she carries a child to nurture that child.
With all those things? Or just like a group of those things?
Say again?
So, you just listed...
Because you asked...
right? Again, you named a bunch of things.
Well, I named what I thought a woman was, and then you said, what's a female? So that's why I went into to explain what a female is, to differentiate it between
you said vagina,
right?
So, if there's a woman who don't have one of those things, are they no longer a female?
No, that falls into what we was just talking about, where this person is the exception because it's not the norm. It don't make it not the rule, though.
And that's my thing, though. So if there's a person
cancer.
But like, that's the thing, though. If there's a person with a Y chromosome and a penis who tells you, yo, listen, hormonally, let's say my estrogen level is a tad bit higher, or yo, listen, like my brain function is currently going on resembles that of a female bringing a milk, right? If they can break that down to you, right? Are they not a?
I think that's you talking about just from if a person's born with both body parts, right? Because I don't want to misquote you.
No.
Because you said if she's born with a penis.
Wait, right? Like no, right? Like I'm past that, right? If let's say somebody who we would say by just looking at that it's a man, right?
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm gonna say, Flakko? Mm-hmm. The trans community are a bunch of attention seekers. These niggas, you've been in a news cycle for goddamn 5 years. Like how much more do we have to talk about this? Just live your life. Like nobody is hunting trans people in the street.
Well, I mean, we have to talk about it because they feel that they're a demographic that is treated unfairly, right? So that's why I said my whole thing is about understanding at the end of it all. I'm not telling you what I just say. Anybody can be, they can do what they want to do. That's your life. But my whole thing is some kind of understanding needs to be had, right? And if you don't even understand when somebody's asking you a question with what you're identifying as, then how am I supposed to?
We don't either though, right? Because we will say...
That's why I said, how am I supposed to if you don't know?
No. But then, if we don't know, how do we tell them that they're not?
We know. We know what a woman is.
And we just listed the XXX chromosome, the vagina, the breast milk, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And some of those things do not apply to...
But those people... It's interesting to the point you're bringing up, because the people who that doesn't apply to, they're not the ones claiming to be trans.
Exactly.
They're not saying...
That's why I said it's an exception to the rule, but the rule still stands.
Wait, though. But exactly, so you're saying there are some exceptions to the rules, and they're saying we are a part of that exception as well.
Now they need to. So look here. They have if they claim they're a part of the exception, they've got to prove they're a part of that exception. So they have to say.
How can they prove it though?
How can they prove it? Yeah. If you are a woman who just so happens to, I don't know,
but how can they prove
not have a clitoris or have the wrong chromosomes, but you do have an ovary, you go here's my ovary. I'm a woman. Here's my this thing.
So we're gonna have to rewrite biology basically.
Wait though.
Right. We're gonna have to rewrite biology or anatomy or whatever in order to accommodate people. Is what we get into?
No, right. Hey, right. Look, right. So look, there are some. Let's say a fucking hermaphrodite, right?
Right.
Who might say, listen, I choose to have my penis, right? Like cut off the other parts, right? Cool. And they have penis, they have no ovaries. You feel me? Like, should they be? Are they not women even though they do have an XXX chromosome?
Well, here's the thing, because you said hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite is usually a person with two body parts,
both,
okay?
Yeah.
The one that usually works of those two is the uterus.
Is there?
So, if you can bring a child to term, you're a woman. Can you get pregnant?
Me, no.
Why not?
Why?
Why not?
I don't have a womb.
What does that mean?
I don't have a womb. Like
That means you're not blood.
Well, so what? Why do you have to have a womb to get pregnant?
And there's women who don't have wombs though. So like, what does that mean?
I'm talking about pregnancy though.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the women who can't get pregnant. I'm talking about pregnancy.
How do women get pregnant?
I can get pregnant. I don't have a womb.
Why would you need a womb to get pregnant? What's so important about a womb?
And that's how you carry the baby, right?
Who has wombs?
Folks with wombs, right?
Do men carry
Folks
babies?
with wombs.
See,
I'm done, bro. I'm done, bro.
That's a
He said
woke
folks with wombs. He said,
bro.
I'm done.
Folks with wombs have
That's it.
babies.
Let's get off this topic, man, before we be on fucking CNN somewhere.
Let's move on, bro.
Right though, right?
Yo.
Folks with
Wait
wombs.
though. I tell you.
Which folks usually have wombs?
Woke Flakko.
Nah, wait, no.
Poetic.
Wait though.
My boy said folks with wombs.
I tell you though, that only women have wombs, and then find this female who don't have wombs, then what?
Does she still okay? So
That's
okay. So we're focusing on the womb part. So let me go a little bit further, right? Does she still have? Does she have ovaries? Does she have fallopian tubes? You're telling me there's a woman who's born that just don't have no uterus, no ovaries, no womb, no fallopian tubes.
And there's an adult woman right now with no fallopian tubes. Yeah.
So, but you realize, Flakko,
man, you can get your tubes tied, burnt, clipped. That ain't the point. See, you moving the goalposts. You moving the goalposts now.
No, I'm just telling you, there are some adult women that again, because apparently a woman means an adult female. There are some adult females that we all know who don't have no fallopian tubes, probably who don't have wombs, right?
And so they're not women.
So we know this, but like we would say, those are women. But then trans women come, and they don't got no womb, no fallopian tubes either, probably no ovaries or eggs, and we say those are not women. So why can't they claim to be an exception to the rule, just like those women without, like wombs and fallopian tubes?
You're sort of self-defeat. You're self-owning yourself because you're saying those women without fallopian tubes are equivalent to trans people.
Oh, I don't know that.
Are latching onto that same argument to say, well, if they can be women, then I can be a woman because I also don't have that shit. When the reality is, that's still a woman though, and the trans person is not a woman. So it's about reality here.
With the
I mean, it's not about your side, the woke side. Yeah. They rely.
My side, the woke side.
They rely on semantics. No. They rely on semantics and rhetoric of language.
That need to be a clip. My nigga said, "Folks who have wombs."
Folks who have wombs.
Right here, right? Because their whole thing is this, like, like there are again, right, like. That definition of what a woman is, bro. I'm gonna look up listen, right? Actually, I want to see what like the adult female, right? But like, bro, like it's again like it. There's people, for example, right? Like we laugh at them for not being able to come with a concrete definition.
No, we're not laughing. We trying to get an understanding.
But you, Mel. If I ask that question to 5 different men, y'all will all have different answers or have certain things in those answers that doesn't pertain to all women, right?
So the definition of a woman, I just put in what is the definition of a woman, and it says an adult female human being. Yeah. Right. So then I want to find out from there, what is the definition of a female? Of or denoting the sex that can bear offspring or produce eggs. Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Distinguished biologically by the production of gametes, which is the ovaries, which can be fertilized by male semen.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and
I'm not like it's clear cut as day to me. I don't understand like what's missing.
But
that's why I said
no.
from that community, I'm not saying you can't. You're choosing to identify as something, and I'm just trying to get like the
even that though, right?
The explanation for it. You know, you don't owe
even that. No, right?
Like,
no, like again, like it's confusion because even that don't
make
apply to all women. No. Again, there are some women who don't have ovaries that can be fertilized. That's just that, right?
So does that mean they're not women?
Are they not women?
Because you just said out your mouth, there are some women who don't have ovaries.
But that definition said that though.
No, I know, but
and that's what I'm saying,
right?
How
you worded it right after. You said, women who don't have ovaries.
Yeah.
You didn't say there are some people who don't have ovaries. Because your mind cognitively, it distinguishes between men and women. You know who produces ovaries, children, etc.
No. Again, we know a bunch of people who say they're women, who identify as women, who would somebody say, again, like by some definition is biological women, right? By that, right? Or
they got that. I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna see if they put what's a biological.
But again, though, that definition doesn't apply to
the women,
all the women that like we would consider women.
So let me ask you.
So how does that even make sense?
Do you disagree with the concept of the exception not disproving the rule? You just think that's a bullshit concept? You don't believe in that concept?
No,
that there can be rules that we've identified, patterns we've identified that are not 100% of the time, but for the majority are fitting of the definition. You don't agree with that?
Again, right? Like my question then would be cool. So then,
I actually got one thing before I miss this.
If you're wait though, right? If you're gonna fit those women who don't meet the rule into the category as women, then why not fit the other women who you don't consider women?
Because it still said, what was the first definition I read? An adult female human being. Then the definition of a woman talked about all that. And the definition of a biological woman says a person with XX chromosomes usually has the female sex and reproductive organs and is therefore usually assigned biologically female. This is not something that
I just got you there.
Wait. This is not me. This is listen.
I just got you.
Hold on, because I just got somebody too.
Yeah,
you make your point, I'm gonna make mine. Watch this.
Listen, look. I just got you there, right? It's somebody with the XX chromosome, which usually meaning like whatever comes after usually means that just in topping, right? Like that's not always the case. And
again, that's the exception to the rule. Nigga, you usually sleep at nighttime. But if you fall asleep in the daytime, did you not go to sleep?
Wait though, I just caught you though. So again, if the concrete non-negotiable is the XX chromosome, right? There are people who we would say, by looking at them and by your personal requirements, are males, but they have an extra X chromosome and a Y chromosome. So again, they will also be women by that definition there, right?
But how did
we not penises, no ovaries,
did we not cover that though?
You feel me?
Did we not cover that as being the exception to the rule?
Bro, look.
Wait, Flakko doesn't believe in exceptions to the rule.
No. Let me cite this source though.
A 10-inch dick, no ovaries, no penis, no breast.
Okay, let's hear.
Let me cite the source because I didn't use that one from the dictionary and it was a specific reason. Do you know where this definition comes from?
Where?
What does that say? Read the top part. Where's that?
The census?
Planned Parenthood.
Oh, Planned Parenthood.
What is Planned Parenthood?
They're not the most credible.
No. Planned Parenthood aborts over 5 million black babies a year. Yeah. So they would know that they would be the source of knowing what a woman is because you're killing the child, the life that's growing in front of them. As the definition just stated, a female has the reproductive organs to bring a child. So that's the perfect source. And if that's what you're citing, Planned Parenthood.
It says usually though, right?
What says usually? You talking about the definition or what I'm talking about?
It is. it says XXX chromosome concrete, and then usually, like what you said.
So
right?
you want me to see if a woman cannot have an XX?
No.
Because I think we're getting caught up on the word usually because I've agreed that usually is basically what we were saying with that an exception to the rule.
Hear me out though, right? You just read to me where it says XX chromosome.
Right.
That's the concrete fact. And then it says, then they usually have the other shit, right? Which is the reproduction system, right? So we don't have to go off of the XXX chromosome. That's what they're defining as a woman. There are men who we know who we will call men, right? With a 12-inch dick, no ovaries, no vagina, no breast that reproduce milk, who got an extra X chromosome in them, right? So, if that's a thing,
but an extra X is still not
Is that the normal? Is that the norm?
And that's the thing, though.
Is that the norm?
But that's
and
my
what percentage?
Wait, though.
We're talking about the majority, and you going to the bottom of you going to the extreme.
There's 2% of people, and that's why
all those people that's identifying that movement, they don't have a fucking XXY chromosome.
Yeah,
that's my point.
That's my wait though. That's my thing though.
Some nigga with a beard out here talking about call me Mary.
Wait though.
He's 40 years old.
That's my thing though. If you're comfortable calling a dude with a 12-inch dick and a full beard who just has an extra X chromosome a woman, why don't you feel comfortable calling an average trans man a woman?
Nobody said that.
And you never just say that.
He has an extra X chromosome. He's a woman by
it's not an extra.
By that shit.
No, okay. So listen to how it starts. Because I went into just what a person is. We were talking about the woman. The definition actually starts when sperm fertilizes an egg. When sperm from a male fertilizes an egg going into a female. Fuck talking about the trans shit right now. We're just talking about biology, right? There's different chromosomes.
Who don't have eggs that can be fertilized.
Can women nut in niggas and they get pregnant? Can women nut in men and they get pregnant and carry a baby to term?
Obviously not.
The answer is no matter how you slice it. So that shit goes out the window.
Huh?
Can women impregnate men? Can they inseminate men?
I don't think so. No.
Oh,
how many women do you know that have got a man pregnant in their life? How many men have born children that you know since you've been alive? We'll do like that since we gonna play the game.
Yeah. Again, there are some women who fall under.
How many women have impregnated men that you know of?
Yeah, right. So there are some women that we know who fall under the exception of you guys' rule of a quote unquote woman. They have.
Don't say you guys' rule like you put this up on us.
Right.
Don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that.
They've impregnated their spouse, and y'all consider them trans, but based on your rule, they fall under what the exception is.
Yo, I'm gonna take this nigga outside.
You gotta piece this nigga up. Right.
Let me finish it. When a sperm fertilizes an egg, it's X or Y chromosome.
Wait, no.
Listen, that's coming from sperm. No, listen. Listen to what it said. That's coming from sperm. This is telling you the male shooting into the woman is allowing the fetus to figure out what it's going to be.
Fast forward though, and tell me like what they consider the definition of a
well, I don't
female.
Honestly, I don't even know if there's my thing is I don't even know.
Right? Yeah,
if there's
that's 2 X chromosomes, right?
But here's the thing.
But we're talking about you talking about the biological standpoint, right? So I was gonna give you the full thing. It says when sperm fertilizes an egg, its X or Y chromosomes combines with the X chromosome of the egg, right? Follow it. A person with XX, and then that's where the rest of the shit comes in. XX chromosomes. It's telling you this male inseminates into the egg. The sperm goes into the egg, and then the egg decides from in there if it's going to be of the female sex or if it's going to be of the male sex. Again, neither of which is possible if there is no egg. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, if this is what we're going off of that definition, and then we backtrack to the last one, and if you're telling me that a woman is a adult human being who has the capabilities and the organs to carry the eggs, which the sperm has to get to produce life, it is literally telling you this
is what a woman is. Because if you can't do this to some degree, right?
Yeah.
You don't have these components because, and that's like I said, there's no female who's born with none of those. Even if, like I said, I agree with him. I know it's some women who, they ovaries, et cetera, but you're not gonna find across the board one to say she don't have ovaries, fallopian tubes, a vagina. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, that's not real.
This is commonsensical shit. We are looking for the exception. What you're doing is finding the extreme in the thing to make it like, well, this is what it is. But in reality, how often will we actually see that?
Flakko, I think this question will make you see where you went wrong. What color are black people?
Oh, I'm not sure. Like we're mad different colors.
What color is a black person though in general?
I like to say I'm like that.
Mad different colors. Like what?
What is the range of colors of a black person?
Are you asking me what the white folks like? Okay, so they're.
No, I'm asking your definition. When you think of black person, what range of colors do you think of? You said it's not one.
So you asking for like shade and shit?
Yeah, shade.
Nah, bro. Like it's way too. It's way too much to even like. Yeah, nah. Like it's way too much, bro. Like, bro.
Okay, what colors and shades are Hispanic people?
Again, like there's some who were like white as fuck. There's some who were like your color. There's some who is like milk. Right? Like it's
okay. Well, we'll use a different one since you spun out of that one. You spun out of that one.
Yeah, what?
All right. So how many legs?
Flakko had to be on the debate team.
Straight up, this thing is a goddamn animal. How many legs do dogs have?
Usually, like when they're born.
Yeah.
Again, there's the majority has 4.
So now we going the majority.
Wait.
Now we
get some
I hate
majority.
this nigga, bro. I hate this nigga. He instantly, to make his point, he instantly did what we were trying to get him to do for like 20
We just caught you right now.
How?
Because you knew what to say when it was time for your answer.
Yeah,
but
for a dog, you
refused
understand.
to do it when it
But
was
not for a woman.
What?
Okay, Flakko. Move
I
on.
think we've made our
Move
point.
on, bro.
I think we've made our points.
He said when they born, as if it was going to be a different thing, and then he said, they usually have
No,
4.
the majority.
Why won't they usually when we was just talking about other shit? Now it's dogs all of a sudden.
Wait, but I agree though. There are usually women, right, who are born with their reproduction system. That's cool. That's fine. There are usually the overwhelming majority is, but there are exceptions that we know.
And we agree with that. Both
We
the
agree
points you're
there are
making, we
exceptions.
agree with. But what we was trying to get across was
And trans women fall under that.
That's where we
exception.
see. He knows what he's doing. I swear.
I just told you.
He knows what he's doing.
I just told you though.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
No,
all right, you got it. You got it. You got it, bro.
It's the same shit with dogs. The majority have 4 legs. However, there are some born with 3, 2,
and
2 big ones, 2 little ones.
And it's what?
What?
It is the exception to the rule, right? Because most
And
are
the trans
born
people
with 4.
Are the exception to the rules.
That is not the same thing.
It's the same shit. Wait, right? Question is this though, right?
Listen. No, because I'm not disagreeing with his points. I just want him to understand because this is where we keep going like left at when he says the trans people, right? Now our whole thing was because I agree with what you said that some women are born without certain parts and they can't have children and everything, right? Mm-hmm. But the argument that we were making is that the people in that community who are identifying as that are not those people. They're not the ones who were born without.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, because what you said, you already
You're using their plight.
Some women don't have ovaries, so they
Right.
can't have kids. That make them any less of a woman. Mm-hmm. Now, we don't disagree with that. I totally agree with you on that. But my thing was, that's, again, the exception to the rule because that's the rarity, not the majority. What we saying is the class of people, if you want to say transgender, whatever, the class of people that's trying to assimilate to that particular thing do not come from that same situation.
It's not
you
like
didn't
it's a
have
bunch of
ovaries in the beginning. Your body wasn't made with the chromosome to produce eggs in the beginning. By no definition do you fall under the exception to that rule, except for that's how you feel. All right.
Yo,
3 hours on the thing, so we're good.
Yeah, listen, man. So listen. I like, so one, listen, man, I don't even rock with that trans shit, right?
Okay.
But I done trolled y'all, into now acknowledging, like that when the wash guy, right, like does the what's the women shit, and we all laugh, ha 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 ha, oh shit, like they can't even answer. I just trolled y'all into acknowledging, bro, like
absolutely did not.
Like that. It's a nuanced conversation.
It's not nuanced.
And it's like, right, like
it's very logical. The definitions were all laid out. Put in the comments. I want y'all when this is posted in the comments. Tell us.
I debunk. Well,
if this was a debate, I want to know if Flakko came out on top in this debate, or if Mel, or if Croc, whoever you put in there. I just want to see that in the comments. Again, no, this is not. I don't want nobody to take this as like trans hate or like we making, none of the three of us are making fun of trans or anything like that. Like this was honestly just a conversation that we wanted to have because we started off with the topic and we wanted to see if we could kind of get an understanding of it. That's all this was. But
what is a woman?
I know you was trolling, but I don't know how you see it. But I don't feel like you backed us into no corners. I don't feel like you disproved none of the points that we said. I feel like every response that you gave to some degree was the exception to the rule, and you tried to fit the trans movement into the exception to the rule, even though we were making them an exception based off other things.
Again, though, I think I smoked y'all like
cap,
right?
Cap.
You just don't know when to give up, Flakko. You got roasted, bro.
Bro, listen.
We really just did you dirty with that debate, man.
Nah, bro. It's just, again, man.
Cap.
Again, man, like, I don't even rock with that trans shit, you feel me? Like, I was definitely trolling y'all, but how you guys just lost an accidental debate is crazy, you feel me, man? But hey,
I don't have no losses.
Wish you could listen, though.
No losses.
Wait.
I don't know what he's talking about. No losses.
Again, though. I was trolling.
If I lost, Planned Parenthood lost, Webster's Dictionary lost, Google lost, Society lost, everybody lost if I lost, nigga. Period, nigga. Fuck that shit.
Right? Listen, though.
So what's the next topic, though?
I was trolling, but like, if y'all can't handle me, please don't try to go on no TV show and debate actual like trans professors, bro. They gonna murder you, niggas.
You didn't debunk none of the definitions, though. You didn't disprove nothing that was said.
Anyways.
You went, like I said, the extreme. You had to find instances in our daily life that are not regular occurrences, that are the anomaly, to try to make your point, and it still didn't fit the point you was trying to make because that group did not come from the group you were saying, which was the people that was
Midterms,
over.
Right, so
who you voting for, nigga?
We're though.
Yeah.
So Dr. Oz done like, this nigga done like.
Wait, Oz Fetterman? You talking about?
Like
Dr. Oz.
Yeah.
Oh, the actual Dr. Oz,
bro.
Okay.
This nigga done really like, but he done established career suicide. So this nigga is running for Senate. And guess who he brought on stage to endorse him?
Who?
Big Daddy Trump.
That's dope.
Dr. Oz.
Is he a Democrat?
Dr. Oz has been pretty even keel for the majority. No, I would say he leaned towards the blue.
Listen.
Seems like that.
Bro, listen.
Mainstream TV.
But bro, if you don't win, how do you come back to Hollywood, nigga? Nigga, if you don't win, nigga, what?
That's a good point.
It's over for him, bro.
That is a good point. I mean, maybe that was a strategic mistake, but also, the MAGA fan base is huge.
Does Donald Trump win in 2024 if he runs again?
Absolutely does.
If he runs
it's a fair election.
If he runs against Kanye, who wins?
Trump. Yeah, come on now. The Trump.
Kanye, Ye is too, in my opinion, his perception.
Too many people.
Yeah, he has too many enemies, and also his perception is unhinged. Even though he may not in reality be unhinged, the perception he gives off even to both sides is like, this guy's like hair trigger could go here, could go there. You know what I mean? One
thing I will say, I do like, I believe the bipolar diagnosis. And the only reason I say that, because I watch a lot of Kanye's interviews and different stuff, right? So I was watching the one after his daughter's basketball game. I don't know if you guys have seen this. They're out in the parking lot, and everybody was talking to him about his comments being anti-Semitic and everything. And he was making amazing points, right? He had like his phone out, and he was showing, like, he called it the red media. and it was about the Jewish are controlling, and he showed it, and like just the visual of that graphic, he named off the biggest companies in the world, and they were all ran by Jewish people. Mm-hmm. Everybody in every position that was controlling a black person was Jewish. That's the music industry, the TV and film industry, the radio industry, like, you know, so he was making sense, but then he goes off on these tangents where it was like he wanted to end their conversation with prayer, you know? So he goes into his prayer, and as he's praying, he like pops out of the prayer and like just goes back to ranting.
Oh, damn.
And then he never finishes the prayer, et cetera, and he gets in the car and leaves. So it's like
it's almost like his mind is
he travels so fast, like he'll be on one topic and then something will pop in, and then he dismisses what he was thinking or talking about and goes into the next thing. And I think that is kind of the perception of that to people is like, bro, you a little off. You know what I'm saying?
And it's hard to put your trust in as the leader of our country.
Because I don't know what you're gonna do from day to day. I don't know how you're gonna act. If somebody declares war on us, what do you do at that point? Like I've never seen you in that situation. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like we're talking about leader of the free world. Like you can be a great artist, you can be a great philanthropist, all these things.
You have a good mind.
When it's time for stuff to crack off, you know, we talking about war, we talking about killing, like militia, defense, military, all that. Like
millions
I don't know how you operate in that space. Mm-hmm. And just off of
did you see Mel about how he tried to kind of spin that? And I love Ye, bro, but how he kind of tried to spin it like if you didn't vote for him, you wasn't really messing with black people like that. Like you're like
I just need somebody to be. I just need whoever I vote for has to be of sound mind and body, which is why Joe Biden didn't get my vote.
Absolutely.
He's out here shaking hands with the air. You feel me? He's shaking hands with nobody. It's time to call that one early. Get him out of there.
Is Trump like sound mind and body?
Yeah, he's incredibly
I didn't vote for Trump either.
And his temper is crazy. He like has like mad fucking.
No, but Trump's temper usually. Hold on, Trump's temperature usually? I mean, doesn't his like temperament usually stick to whatever it is he's going at that time though? Mm-hmm. So I can kind of understand that he sticks to what he's going in on. If it's a person, he stays on that person. Mm-hmm. If it's a business, if it's a company, whatever it is, I will give him that respect of being like he does focus in on what he's talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Joe Biden, we've seen how many different times, just like what I was talking about Kanye. Joe Biden has been in the middle of an interview on nationally televised TV and been like, oh, and you know what they say, and then forgets and goes into something else. Like he's done this numerous times. Yeah. So like even just that, like that comparison on its own, like is Trump the most, perfect dude? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? He's a little off at times. He's a little unhinged and shit too, but he's direct with his message. He's straightforward with what he wants to say. So that's why I say even though I didn't vote for him, I understand that. So for me, that's how I look at it. Like I'm not gonna knock him for doing what he feel is right. If he's sticking to it, he feel that way about the topic, he stay on it.
Yeah. Man, bro, I'll keep it a buck with you, man. Like Trump temperament, I probably don't trust him, especially in this like climate where like a nuclear war is bound to happen or like it's heading there. I don't trust that man with his.
I think it's actually inverse.
Hand on the nuclear.
Bro.
I don't trust that.
I think it's inverse.
Strength. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I would say, in my opinion, strength actually counteracts conflict. The outward projection of strength. It undermines and makes people less likely to fuck with you. And that's something that Trump kind of brought to the presidency.
I would say that depends on the person. Because some people are definitely willing to meet force with force. If you're going to show me how big and bad you are, you're going to have to show me how big and bad you are.
Right, but then there's a certain finesse with it, right? It's like I'm respectfully showing you how big and bad I am. But I'm also
it's like how Putin operates.
Right.
He's the president and he's over there super jacked, cock diesel, working out with the military, the army. Like he really does that like on a regular basis. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's a reason Kim Jong-un.
He fucked mad bitches too.
He's stupid.
This nigga.
Nah, I heard stories, bro. He fucked mad bitches.
Yeah, he's a pimp.
Bro, but nah, bro. Again, like Kanye, Trump. Now, I'll be real. If I had to choose between Biden and Trump, in terms of who's gonna win, not just my vote, but who's gonna win, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like them folks, listen, them folks know how to come up with votes, man. You feel me?
They do. They make that
Hey,
What do y'all think about? What do y'all think about the whole situation? I don't know if this was a topic or not. It's just while we were kind of on the topic of it. What do y'all think about the whole situation with Kyrie Irving, kind of so to speak? And if you want to tie Kanye into this as well, like just kind of gloss over.
They're trying to buck break him in the media publicly.
Well, like
with these list of demands that they've
not again. It's definitely bug breaking, right? But like when Kyrie comes out and tell me he didn't like watch a movie or read a book.
No, he said he cleaned that up. He cleaned that up.
Yeah.
He had already. That's why he told them. He was like, I didn't say I agreed with everything that was in there. I said there was some inaccuracies and some mistruths.
Bro,
he said. Then the thing that I hate that they doing to him is like, I don't know if y'all peeped this, but Shaq called him an idiot and all that shit and everything.
Yeah.
And then they pulled up, and then Shaq actually played that movie at his movie theater 3 years ago.
Damn.
The hypocrisy of a nigga, right? And then the crazy part, everybody keeps saying like, oh, he said. He didn't say anything. He shared a link. He didn't say a word. They called him anti-Semitic.
When he said nothing.
He didn't say a word. The name of the film was Hebrews to Negroes. And we don't have time, that's a whole other episode. I'm not going to go into the whole biblical stuff, but as a nigga who didn't studied and read and know this shit, like literally, we can break down Shem and Japheth and all of this, and what he's saying goes over a lot of people's heads because they don't want you even to talk like that. You know what I'm saying? His thing is somewhere along the lines, somebody has gotten his ear and gave him some knowledge that he looked up himself, and he found it to be what most people do is like, yo, why did I never know this? Right? I think he was right. What he said, he was right, and like he's like, I'm just trying to wake my people up. So I just shared a link. It was for anybody who wanted to see it. I didn't say I agree with everything in it. I never said nothing. So to that point, I just don't like how they demonizing him and like, oh, you got to do all of this. Oh, you anti-Semitic, bro. I didn't say a word. How am I anti anything?
Bro. Wait, right? So I feel like Kyrie does like what Kanye does, right? Where like he's fed information and then regurgitated. So I strongly doubt that Kyrie read that book and watched that movie, right? Because if he did, and he would see them niggas was on some shit. You feel me, right? Like, yo, bro, they was on some shit, dog, right? So I just think that Kyrie probably seen the cover and said, yo, I'm opposed to this shit. And then once he got like confronted about like, yo, like, do you know, like, wasn't this shit about it? And he watched that shit, bro. Kyrie
is an intellectual, bro. I'm gonna tell you,
nigga. What? Come on, bro.
Kyrie is
intellectual what?
Ass motherfucker, dude. He don't get the credit he get. That's why they doing him the way they doing him. If he was a dumbass, they would just leave it alone. He has
this earth's flat though, my nigga. Like, come on, bro.
Listen. You know there are maps. You know the Britain, the encyclopedia nigga from years ago, from like 1950. I think it was 1953. The ones that the government canceled out when they put in a new one. You know that there's an actual depiction. Have you ever heard of the fermented dome? You know what that is?
The fermented
dome. And I'm not saying I believe the earth is flat like that, but I'm just telling you this because most people don't know this. You know, from way back before any of us were born, there is actual, like in the encyclopedia that was published in like the 53, 54, there is actual footage, not footage, a depiction of what they believe the earth looked like, right? And it's a flat map. It's like circular in this way as opposed to what we know as the globe. Again, not saying I believe that shit. I'm just saying he studied enough to know these things, right? Most people, if you ask them, what's a fermented dome? You know what they're going to say? The fuck is that? They never heard of that.
Bro.
But if you look into what politicians have already discussed this, talk about it. Trump said something about it just last year. It is other stuff. Like I'm not saying he's correct on that. I'm just saying he does like.
Fam, bro, listen, bro, look.
He looks into things.
Fam, bro, listen, man. Kyrie went to Couch Potato, aka Ghost YouTube page, and like Ghost is a flat earth guy, right? And he talked about how like in like Antarctica there's the ice wall, meaning like right.
That's also, well, I don't know if it's specifically what you're about to go to, but they're also in that same encyclopedia. They talk about Antarctica and why they made it to where you couldn't travel there after some shit happened.
Bro, listen, like all that shit is fucking cap, right? Again, right, like they've came up with things like, hey, right, like when we say, okay, cool, like why can't you just go to the edge of it? Oh shit, damn, bro, like, oh no, listen. But the edge in Antarctica, and there's an ice wall, and that's come on, my nigga. Like, I just want to bring it. Like, come on, my nigga. Like y'all just making this shit.
If somebody was trying to sell me on it being a wall, I wouldn't believe that nigga.
Shit sounds nice. You feel me? Like that shit, right?
I get your skepticism. Right? I get it.
But like Kyrie is one nigga who will hear some shit that sounds nice and try to repeat it, but they don't know half about what the fuck like he's repeating and shit. Nah, bro, listen.
Kyrie is a motherfucking Duke graduate who didn't have to graduate, went back to school. The dude ain't no dummy. They try to paint him as a dummy. His belief system might be a little different. And like I said, the flat earth thing, that's whatever. They can miss me with that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the other stuff this dude touches on is stuff that they try to chastise him for saying because they don't want somebody with that kind of stature and that kind of power and influence putting it out there.
Absolutely.
The stuff can be looked up on its own. It can be validated. You see what I'm saying? But certain stuff, they point out like this. Oh, it's a flat earther, because that makes you look at him like he's stupid.
Right. And
you completely overlook, exactly. You completely would overlook everything else that he's saying.
You know, I understand both perspectives.
Do you think he's being bullied though? Let me ask you that from the standpoint, because they're trying to act as if this is not what's happening. Right? The same point that Kanye made, that he said they're controlling this and this and this, and they're doing this and that. That's what we're now seeing them do less than 2 weeks after he said it to Kyrie, who's one of the most well-known basketball players.
They are bullying him. They're using the system, the infrastructure, to crack down and basically say either get the fuck out of here or bow down, nigga. Kiss the ring. You know what I'm saying? We run this shit, not you. You can't just say whatever you want.
Flakko, what would you do in that situation?
What?
If somebody gives you a list of demands, you share something that you watched that you didn't believe was like, no
What if
problem.
Adam did that?
And then,
what?
Well, I think he would just leave. Like, cause
he probably
he's
would
not
just
gonna allow. Yeah, I don't think he would allow that coming from.
Right.
Not to be fucked up or nothing, but I don't think he would allow that from Adam to him directly. I would hope not.
But
I'm saying, like, if you shared something on your page, you didn't say nothing, no caption or nothing, right? Like how you just post your stuff now, right?
Yeah, of course.
Say if you posted something, and then, well, we'll use Adam because you're employed by Adam, right? And Adam don't have to wait though. No, we're just making an example.
It's different. No. And here's why it's different. Adam don't have $200 million for me, right? Now,
see, that's why I said that. I was like, oh, he's not gonna care. He'll just leave, right? He'll just leave.
Now, Kyrie could potentially sign for another 4 years, $200 million after this.
Let's say you get a deal
for $200 million.
Let's say you get a deal, Poetik Flakko on Barstool Sports. Right?
Yeah.
So you've been with them for about 6 to 8 months. The show is doing well. They come and they bring you a deal, and this deal is a $100 million deal that spans over the next 6-7 years.
Yeah.
And you post something to your Instagram page. You don't make no captions, no nothing. It's just something that you had seen.
Yeah.
You already studied this, so you're like, oh, well, you know what? I'm gonna put this out there, and like, I'm not gonna say nothing, but I'm gonna see what other people's thoughts on are gonna be on it, because I watched this, I read a book on this, whatever. I was able to like kind of piece some stuff together, and some of the stuff is true, some of it is not. But I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna put it out there. And then you put it out there, and then Barstool comes and they say, yo, Flakko, we removing you from off of our network because you anti-Semitic, because you shared some shit that you watched that you believe. And in order for you to come back to this platform, you have to do this, like 6 things, which is pay $500,000 to an organization for our culture, of our cause, to our people. You have to sit down and pretty much be chastised by our rabbis and whoever. The head of Barstool Sports is going to come and sit down with you and talk to you and tell you why he feels like you don't know anything and you're wrong for just posting something to your Instagram. What do you do in that situation?
Get the 500,000. Say, Masa.
I think they never be serious.
Masa,
He's just gonna bend over. He's gonna bend over, bro.
Masa says I'm sorry.
He said, "You said 100 million, nigga. I'm sorry. I fucked up niggas. I'm sorry."
Bro, listen up, bro. Like, my current lifestyle, I'm making about 20, 25 a month. Like, and you telling me like, like I'm supposed to turn my back on $100 million for some pride. You got me fucked up. You know what I mean?
So you got a price. So you got a price then for sure.
It's not a price. Listen, like,
That's
bro.
a price.
I mean, that's a price.
No, it's a price. But don't get me
To
wrong.
buy
Look,
your integrity.
no, yeah, exactly. Because we had this conversation before. Me and some of my homeboys, and my homeboy has this theory that he believes,
especially with 2 kids, though, bro. Come on now.
Everybody has a price, and it just depends on what you'll sell out for. If
especially with 2 kids, though, bro. Come on, bro.
What you mean 2 kids? You got 2 kids?
No, Kyrie got 2 kids, bro. Right?
Okay.
Especially with 2 kids, nigga. You telling me, nigga, that I'm finna jeopardize not getting this next $200 million?
No, Kyrie already. I mean, look at it from his point. Kyrie already.
Hell no, come on. Kyrie not turning that shit down.
He already has hundreds of millions of dollars off of his contracts and his endorsements. The money they took from him, which they made the big deal about because he didn't get vaccinated, quiet as kept. They didn't never go public and tell everybody that he got all of that back because the state of New York filed a lawsuit. The firefighters and the policemen that got fired because they refused to get vaccinated, and he fell in that lawsuit.
Damn.
All of them got reinstated with back pay. He got his money.
He got his money.
But they never made that the same story they did is, oh, he won't take the shot.
Wow.
It's what you're willing to
That's
fold
how you
for.
know it's an agenda.
Yeah, they trying to get a point across. It's what you're willing to fold for.
Mm-hmm.
He's not allowing them to, he's not bending to their will. Same thing with Kanye. You're not letting us do what we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the shit with Adidas was like, Kanye said, I lost $2 billion in a day. Like he says in the interview I was telling y'all about, y'all should check that interview out because they didn't show this on social media. It's a 15-minute long interview. He goes into a lot of great detail about what he wants to happen. Talking about black engineers, black farmers, black geneticists, black doctors. Kanye wants to be completely separate, completely self-sufficient almost. He wants to have black people to have their own everything and do for themselves and build for themselves. Don't take welfare from these people. Don't take nothing from them. We can do it ourselves. Why are we still doing this? That's like his thing. But they're not showing those clips from those interviews when he talks about it. They're showing the clips that make him look crazy. You know, media shit, and that's proving his point. Because like he said, the red media 95% of the media is controlled by 4 people, 5 families.
Nah, bro, facts, man. Yo, here, right? So listen, like whatchamacallit, man? We gotta get up out of here. It's about to be 12.
You got a
man.
weirdo of the week, Flakko?
My weirdo of the week, man.
Late?
Yo, listen, it's gonna be simple, man. Migo bands, Lil Cam Fifth. Well, Migo bands, I got some sympathy for because I seen the second video that dropped, and while he was running, there were at least like 5 or 6 more shots that got let off while he was running back. So, right.
Multiple shooters. You can hear it in the videos. Multiple shooters.
Right. Well, no. So like, it shows him firing back, but then once he like turns around and starts running, there's still 5 more shots that was dumped. Right.
Yeah.
So So for him, I got some sympathy for. Right. Now Lil Cam Fifth is still unverified whether or not Lil Cam Fifth was out here. You feel me? You know, being the one. You know, and who was a part of it. So I can't tell you whether or not Lil Cam Fifth was a part of it, right? So I don't know. But if Lil Cam Fifth is a part of Takeoff dying, then, F Lil Cam Fifth too. Those are my weirdos of the week. What's yours, man?
My weirdo of the week, I kind of wanted to do an inverse this week and do kind of like my based of the week. Based of the week is going to have to go to 2 people. Katy Perry and the Latino community. Because guess what? The Latino community has been killing it in this midterms. They're going redder than they've ever been, and the Demorats are mad. They can't believe it.
Bro, listen.
Florida is getting absolutely bent over.
Destroyed.
By Republican Latinos.
DeSantis.
And it's good to hear. It's good to see, man.
No. DeSantis is sexist. Who's the, right?
He's a sexist? Is that what you said?
No, Texas.
No, DeSantis is Florida, yeah.
You sure?
He's Florida.
He's Florida.
That's what they fired old girl from MSNBC for. The
Marco Rubio then.
About him.
Wait.
Marco Rubio is for
Texas,
it's Florida.
Right?
Texas, yeah.
Was it Texas, right? Marco
He should be for Texas. Or somewhere else, not Florida.
Who am I thinking about? That's Rubio, right? Because Florida is Ron DeSantis.
That's DeSantis, 100%.
Right, that's...
I think Rubio is some other...
Not sure?
Hey, too. I'm not 100% sure. But
Right? Like, because the
Pretty sure it's
census.
Florida, bro. DeSantis is Florida. The reason I know this is because there was a panel. They fired the black female host on MSNBC because she went on like another TV show, and they asked, there was like you had to get rid of one, and it was 4 states, and she said I'd get rid of Florida because it's literally the dick of the country. It's hanging low at the bottom of the state, and it's run by Ron the Stupid, and they fired her. They let her go from MSNBC next week.
wow.
Wait, right, but the thing is this too, though, right? And here's why I keep on saying maybe, because I remember right. So then, like, who was the motherfucker that sent like 2 busloads of like immigrants to like Kamala Harris?
That was DeSantis.
That was DeSantis.
Well, like he sent them from like Texas though, not from Florida.
That was from Florida.
That's from Florida.
You sure?
Yeah. To Martha's Vineyard? That was from Florida.
Here, I'm looking at it right now.
I'm gonna say.
I know Latinas were voting for Rubio.
My weirdo
as well.
of the week, while you looking that up, is gonna be Baby Rex. Y'all know who that is?
No, who's that again?
So Baby Rex is the artist that Gucci Mane signed and dropped in one day.
Damn, in one day?
Yeah, because he
This
went
nigga
on,
couldn't make it a week?
yeah, he was signed for one day, and he went on social media and said that he would not be performing in Houston. Some other stuff. He made some remarks to my don't book him in Houston because he's not gonna be there. Gucci went to Twitter to say, you know, you the first rapper. Give it up for Baby Rex. You the first rapper that's dropped and signed in a day. He's no longer 1017. Baby Rex then went to Clubhouse to try to talk shit as if him and Gucci are the same level of gangster or something.
Dumbass nigga.
And I felt like I was listening to a little ass kid try to be tough. I fucked that ass, man.
Such a dumb nigga,
That's definitely my weirdo of the week. You mad because you lost a great opportunity because of some stupid shit that came out of your mouth. And then instead of you trying to behind the scenes maybe fix it with the guy and figure out, you know, show him from your point of view, you choose to go to Clubhouse. Like it sounded like a high school cafeteria. All I heard was stupidity. So that definitely gets my weirdo of the week.
Weirdo of the week.
It's even crazier because, bro, I don't know none of your music. So I doubt, like, you don't have no songs out here buzzing. We didn't know you for that. Gucci gave you an opportunity. You should have been grateful for the opportunity you had. You opened your mouth about a situation that you honestly didn't even have nothing to do. I doubt you had any bookings in Houston to begin with. So you alienating yourself from a certain demographic of people before you even become somebody. That was a stupid move. So.
Bro, listen, man. Like,
Seems like a fitting weirdo.
And then yeah, bro, but like how Gucci like fired him was crazy though. I mean, like he went like on fucking Twitter.
He hit him with the Donald Trump.
Yeah,
You're fired. You're fired.
I mean,
All right, boys, that's it.
Yeah, man, that's it.
The BBC podcast. Tune in next time.